Shula. I'm one of the staff here at Yoga Farm, and I'm super happy to be here all with you this morning. And just a reminder, please always take it easy in your body. If you're pregnant, if you have an injury, if anything's feeling sore or tight, or you're just like, nope, that pose is not for me, please always follow your inner guidance system. It is far more knowledgeable about your body than I could ever hope to be. And we are going to get started in just a minute on our mats and the seat. So I invite you to just make your way onto a comfortable seat on your mat. And if this does not feel like an easy seat and this feels uncomfortable, you can double up your mat. You can place a blanket under your bottom. If your knees are really high off your mat, you can put blocks right under your knees. Just making yourself comfortable and finding ease in this pose. You could also sit on a pillow or in a chair. Good morning to whoever just jumped on. Welcome. So coming to your mat, finding a comfortable seat, bringing your right hand up to your heart. Left hand can be wisdom mudra, thumb and index finger together. You can just have your palm open or crossing over your right hand. Floating your eyes closed, taking some nice deep breaths in and out through your nose. It's feeling this connection to your inner self, your divine self, your true self, God, source, creator, whatever word resonates with you. And finding the gratitude for showing up for you today on your mat. Lengthening your inhales and exhales. We're going to come into square breathing. So breathing in through your nose for a count of 4. Holding for a count of 4. Exhaling for a count of 4 through your nose. Holding out for a count of 4, drawing your navel up and in as you hold out. Maybe engaging the labum, your root lock. And continuing this breath pattern. In for a count of 4. Good morning. Holding for a count of 4. Releasing for a count of 4 and holding out for a count of 4. Beautiful job, yogis. 3 more cycles through of this breath pattern, just noticing how you're feeling in your body. If you feel called to set an intention for class today, I invite you to do so. And if you don't feel called for an intention, that's perfectly wonderful also. Beautiful job. And releasing your hands down onto your thighs. We're going to come into a Sufi grind. So keeping your sits bones down on the ground. Starting with small circles. Inhaling as you come forward. Exhaling as you come back. Making your circles a little bit bigger. Beautiful job. Switching directions when you feel ready. And when you've done approximately about the same number, coming into centered stillness here. And uncrossing your ankles, we're going to come to sit up on our heels here. If this feels really uncomfortable, you can put a pillow underneath your legs here. Inhaling our arms up, rising up onto your knees. A blanket might feel good under your knees here. Nice, tall, reach, reach, reach. And coming back on your heels. Right hand is going to come behind you about 6 to 8 inches. You might want a block or a book right behind you. And then we're going to push into our shins. Okay, sorry about that. Christopher got a phone call. So we're going to put right hand on your block, pushing up into your shins. Left hand comes up and over, finding a back bend here. Left hand can be up towards the sky. This is kind of like a modified camel pose. You can also have the block at a tall setting here. Opening your heart, lifting your gaze. Beautiful job. Left hand continues its journey across your body, sitting back on your heels. Left hand comes to right thigh, and right hand comes behind you for a twist. Breathing here. Back to center, coming up onto your shins, reaching nice and tall, and releasing down. One more time. Rising up, growing nice and tall, arms away from your shoulders. This time, right hand stays up, left hand's going to come behind you, either to the ground or to a block. Arching up, opening your heart, finding a back bend on this side. Like a modified camel sequence. Breathing here. Releasing back on your heels. Right hand continues across your body to your left thigh. Left hand turns behind you, maybe to your block, maybe to the ground. Looking out over your left shoulder. And we'll do that one more time on each side. Rising up nice and tall on your shins or on your knees. Right hand sweeps behind you, coming to the floor or maybe to your ankle or to a block. Left hand comes up and over, opening your heart, lifting your gaze. Sitting back down, left hand continues across your body to your right thigh. Right hand comes behind you, finding your twist. We don't normally do twists kneeling, so just notice how this feels in your body. Both arms sweep up overhead, rising nice and tall. Reach. Left arm comes behind you, finding your block or your floor. Right hand comes up and over. It's kind of like a kneeling wild thing. Breathing here. Sitting back down, right hand travels across your body, finding your left thigh. Left hand comes to your block or behind you, gazes out over your left shoulder. Beautiful job, yogis. Planting your hands in front of you, making your way into tabletop pose. If your knees feel tight or sore at any point during class, you can double up your mat. You can place a blanket under your knees. Inhaling, dropping your belly, filling your belly with air. Crown of your head raises, tailbone lifts. Exhale, rounding your spine, drawing your navel up and in. And continuing this flow through cat and cow. Inhale, filling your belly with air for cow. Exhaling into cat. Maybe starting to engage your ujjayi breath. Breathing in and out through your nose, like you're trying to fog up a mirror. It sounds like this. One more time through, and then pausing the next time you're in cat, drawing your navel up and in, engaging your root lock, your perineum, like you're trying to stop yourself from going pee. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release. Big toes together, knees to each edge of your mat. Pushing your hips back towards your heels, finding your child's pose. Nice long deep breaths in and out. Two more nice deep breaths in this child's pose. This is also known as Warrior 4, and it's available to you at any point during class that you resonate or feel called to take it. And then either crossing your left hand over your right, walking your hands to the right side of your body, or bending your right elbow and bringing it towards your right knee and walking your left arm over. You may find that bending your arm will create more of an opening in your left side body. And coming through center, switching sides, either left hand over right or bending your left knee towards your left. Bending your left elbow towards your left knee. There we go. Just noticing how the shape feels in your body. And then coming back to center, making your way into tabletop pose. I'm going to come into thread the needle here. So right arm reaches up to the sky. We're going to come to 3 hovers and then to a thread. So reaching right arm up, nice and long. Then exhale, bring your right arm through your body, shoulders a couple inches off the ground, reaching your right hand long underneath your left shoulder. Inhaling up, exhale, hover. Inhaling up, exhale, hover. This time releasing your right shoulder down on the ground. You might want to come onto your left forearm. You might want to come onto a block here. Ideally, your right cheek might feel best resting on something, but whatever feels best in your body. And breathing here in your thread the needle. Beautiful job. One more nice, deep, nourishing breath. And then on your inhale, unwinding, pausing with your right hand up towards the sky, and then wrapping your right hand around you, either finding your sacrum or gazes out over your right shoulder. You can also reach for your opposite hip if that feels good on your shoulder. Coming back to center, unwinding, left arm extends long up towards the sky, or whatever hand you didn't do yet. And then on the exhale, coming to a hover, sliding your left hand underneath your right shoulder. Inhaling up, exhale, hover. Inhale up, exhale, hover. This time releasing your left shoulder down on the ground. Maybe your left cheek comes to your right hand or onto a block. Breathing here, opening up your shoulders. One more nice deep breath on this side of thread the needle. And inhale, unwinding, left hand reaches up towards the sky. And then wraps around, either finding your sacrum or your opposite hip, gazes down or up over your left shoulder. Coming back into a tabletop pose. And then sliding one foot back, pushing back through your heels, toes down on the ground. That knee comes back to meet the other one, switching sides. Other leg extends long on your mat, pushing back through your heel, toes down on the ground. Both knees come together, then slide back, coming to lie down on your belly. Being mindful if you have anything behind you on your mat. Hands are going to be a little bit in front of your shoulders, or you can be on your forearms, depending on the comfortability of your shoulders. Forehead comes down to the ground, and then finding your first back bend of the practice, maybe floating your hands up off the ground. Just staying with baby cobra to start with. Forehead comes down, nice deep breath, rise up. 2 more times. Next, we're going to come into Queen Cobra. A lot of you have reached out to me telling me you really enjoy Queen Cobra, so I'm glad to hear that. Tenting your fingers, you're going to bring them to about eye level, 3 to 4 inches on either side of your mat. If this feels too intense for your shoulders, you can walk your hands in or you can walk your hands back. So tenting your fingers, forehead comes down to the ground, zipping your legs together, rising up, finding your back bend, Queen Cobra. Looking over one shoulder and then the other. And releasing down. Beautiful job. Hands extend straight back behind you, palms facing up or down, whatever feels comfortable for you. Inhaling, rising your chest up off the ground. Forehead comes down. This time your hands are going to stay planted and you're going to float your feet up off the ground, seeing if you can keep your heels pressed together. Releasing down. And this time both your chest and your legs are going to float up off the ground. Your arms can be down at your sides or straight out in front of you. Rising up, breathing here. Beautiful job. One more nice deep breath. And releasing down, hands come under your shoulders, curling your toes, pushing your hips up and back, downward dog. Hi, good morning to whoever just joined us. If you feel pretty warmed up already, you can just come right to downward dog, and if not, I invite you to just flow through some warm-up poses. That would feel good in your body. Breathing here in your downward dog. Weight is pressed in between your thumb and index finger, taking the weight off your wrist. Pedaling out your legs, bending one knee and then the other. Breathing here. Maybe shaking your head, yes or no. And inhaling, right leg floats up towards the sky. Bending your knees, stacking your head. Right foot comes down, inhaling, left leg sweeps up, bending your knees, stacking your head. And coming back to center. Bringing your feet wide to each edge of your mat and stepping up about 6 to 8 inches. We're going to come into a downward dog twist. So your right hand is going to come underneath your body towards your left ankle or towards the left side of your mat. Gaze might be out under your left shoulder. Switching sides when you're ready. Left hand comes across your body, either finding your right ankle or the left side of your mat. Gaze is out under your right shoulder. Beautiful job, yogis. Walking back to a nice long downward dog. Inhaling up on the balls of your feet, looking between your thumbs, bending your knees, and tiptoeing your feet up, coming to your forward fold. You can grab opposite elbows. Your hands can be on a block, maybe on the floor. Spine is long, neck is long, head is heavy. Keeping a bend in your knees. Two more nice deep breaths in this forward fold. Inhaling, slowly bringing your hands up your legs. Arms sweep up overhead, hooking your thumbs, finding a mini back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pausing here. Maybe floating your eyes closed, resetting your breath, taking a few nice deep breaths in and out. Beautiful job. When you feel ready, inhale, arms sweep up overhead, hooking your thumbs, finding that mini back bend. Exhale, diving your heart forward, forward fold. Inhaling up to flat back. Hands can be on your shins or on blocks or maybe on the chair. Exhale, forward fold. And two more times through that flow using your own breath and movement. Inhale, arms sweep over overhead. Exhale, diving your heart forward. Inhale up to a flat back, halfway lift, planting your hands on your shins. Exhale, forward fold. One more time through, using your breath and movement. Seeing if you can find one breath per movement. When you've completed that sequence, we're going to come up into Utkatasana, chair pose. So you may want your big toes touching, you may want your feet a few inches apart, just making sure that your knees are parallel with one another. Sometimes one knee tends to pop out. And then inhaling, arms up, pushing your hips back like you're sitting in a chair. Beautiful job. Engaging your core, shoulders down away from your ears. And then we're going to sweep your arms back and come up on your tiptoes. Breaking bird. And then if you'd like a challenge, staying on your tiptoes, inhaling, sweeping your arms back up for chair. Exhale, coming back on your tiptoes if you come off. Arms sweep behind you two more times. Breathing here. Beautiful job. Heels release down onto the ground. Continuing your forward fold, planting your hands, stepping one foot back, then the other, finding tabletop or plank pose. Knees down, chest down, lie down. Inhale, sliding your heart forward, finding your back bend. Exhale, downward dog. Breathing here. Inhaling, floating your right leg up, bending your knees, stacking your hip. Right leg is coming across your body towards the left side of your mat. And then we're going to exhale, crunch, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch, right knee to left elbow or forearm, or just on the left side of your mat. One more time on each side. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch, right knee to left elbow or left forearm. And then bending your right knee, coming back to center, bringing your knee towards your chest, towards your nose, stepping through. You may want blocks on either side of your right foot here. And we're gonna inhale, bending into your right knee, lifting your heart up, lifting your gaze. You can stay on the ball of your left foot here, or you can bring your left knee down on the ground. And then exhale, straightening out your right leg, forehead comes towards your right knee. Beautiful job. Inhaling, coming forward. Exhale, curling in. 2 more times. Releasing your left knee down on the mat, straightening out your right leg, toes come up to the ceiling. Breathing here. And then we're going to find a little bit of the flow that we did in the beginning of class in a lunge pose. So uncurling your left toes under. Inhaling, sweeping your arms up. Left knee rises up. High crescent lunge. The exhale, left knee comes back down, sweeping your heart forward towards your right toes. Inhaling, uncurling, rising up. High crescent lunge. Exhale, left knee comes down. Right foot comes up towards the sky. 2 more times. Reaching, releasing down and back. And left hand stays planted down on the ground, coming on the ball of your left foot. Right hand flies up, finding your twisted lunge. Right hand comes down to frame your right foot. Right foot steps back to meet your left, coming into tabletop pose or plank pose. And yogi's choice, either coming right to downward dog or coming through a chaturanga or knees, chest, and chin. And we'll all meet in downward dog. And remember to drink lots of water as you need to throughout class. Inhaling, left leg floats up, your downward dog, bending your knee, stacking your hip. Exhale, crunch, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, extend, nice and long. Exhale, crunch, left knee to right elbow or towards your right forearm or just to the right side of your mat. Inhale, extend long, and then one more crunch on either side. On your exhale. And then bring your left knee squared, looking between your thumbs. Left knee comes towards your chest, towards your nose, and steps through. Maybe you want those blocks, framing your left foot here. Bending into your left knee, stay on the ball of your right foot. Or bringing your right knee down. Heart comes forward, gaze lifts. Exhale, straightening out your left leg. Forehead comes towards your knee. Inhaling, coming forward. Exhale, straightening. 2 more times. Beautiful job. And then releasing your right knee down on your mat. You can keep your blocks if you like. Straightening out your left foot, toes coming up towards the ceiling. Breathing here. And then walking your hands forward, uncurling your right toes, grounding down, rising up, high crescent lunge. Arms sweep up overhead, and then right knee releases back down, straightening out your left leg, hands sweep behind you. Inhaling, coming up, high crescent lunge. Exhale, right knee lowers, left leg straightens, arms straight, sweep out behind you. 2 more times. Beautiful job. I know that's not necessarily an easy sequence. Uncurling your right toes, right hand stays down on the ground, left hand sweeps up, finding your twist. Beautiful job. Left hand comes down to meet your left foot steps back to meet your right, finding plank pose or tabletop pose, or coming right to downward dog. Maybe pausing for some water. And when you're ready, we'll all meet in downward dog. Inhaling, right leg floats up, bending your knees, stacking your hip, finding wild thing or flip dog if that's in your practice. Right foot releases down to the floor, left hand sweeps up and over, opening your heart, right hand's down on the ground. Inhale, unwinding, coming back to your nice long downward dog. Coming on the ball of your left foot, bending your right knee, keeping it squared, bringing your right knee towards your chest, towards your nose, stepping through. Left hand stays down, right hand flies up, finding your twisted lunge. And this time we're going to ground down into our right foot, using our core, rising up, evolved crescent lunge. So your right knee is bent, back leg straight, both hands are pointing towards the right side of your body. Right hand continues its journey behind you, finding your left thigh. Left hand comes up and over, palm facing down, gaze is up. Evolved peaceful warrior. Beautiful. Both hands come up, palms facing each other, high crescent lunge. And you can either listen or you can repeat the mantra on this side. And it goes, this is me, I am here, and I am perfect as I am. This is me, I am here, and I am perfect as I am. Yes, you are, yogis. Beautiful job. One more nice deep breath in this high crescent lunge. Opening up to warrior two. So taking a peek behind you, making sure that your front foot is perpendicular to your back foot, bending into your right knee, palms facing down. Gaze is out over your right fingers. And then flipping your right palm up, hinging forward at your hips, drawing an arc in the sky. Left hand comes down to your thigh, or comes around your waist for a half bind here. Peaceful warrior. Warrior two. And then extended side angle. Right elbow comes to right thigh. Left hand sweeps down, up and around, opening your heart, stacking your shoulder blades on top of each other. Warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Warrior two. Extended side angle. And continue continuing this flow with your own breath and movement, seeing if you can find one breath per movement. Warrior two, extended side angle. Warrior two, peaceful warrior. Warrior two, extended side angle. Great job. And then pausing the next time that you're in extended side angle. Bringing both your palms together like you're holding a giant beach ball. Seeing if you can find a little bit of that cow shape from earlier in your upper spine and your shoulder blades. Breathing here. Beautiful job. Hands come up. Feet are pointed out. So toes are going to be towards each side edge of your mat. Heels are going to be pointing in towards your body. Bending into your knees, coming into a yogi squat here. Arms come up, palms facing each other. And then seeing if you can come on the ball of one foot, then the other. Maybe coming on the balls of both feet, breathing here. Three more nice deep breaths. Heels down and release. Beautiful job. Maybe rolling out your hips in one direction, then the other might feel good here. Coming back to center, we're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold. So bringing your heels directly behind your toes, toes pointing out towards the long edge of your mat, towards the front of the room, or towards the side of the room, rather. Hands come onto your hips, finding a back bend first. And then exhale, slowly rolling down one vertebrae at a time, coming into your forward fold. Hands can come to the floor or to blocks. Breathing here, bending into one knee and then the other. And then slowly bring your hands to your hips or out to a capital T, rounding down, rising up. Stepping both feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead, hooking your thumbs, finding a new back bend. Exhale, diving your heart forward, forward fold. Inhaling up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Planting your hands, stepping one foot back, then the other. Coming through one more vinyasa or straight back to downward dog. Inhaling, left leg floats up, bending your knee, stacking your hip. Staying here, finding flip dog or wild thing on this side, if that's in your practice. Left foot comes down, left hand sweeps up and over, right hand is planted. Inhale and winding, coming back to a nice long downward dog. Left knee comes towards your chest, towards your nose, stepping through between your hands. Right hand stays down on the ground, left hand flies up, twisted lunge. Rounding down into your left foot, using your core, rising up, revolved crescent lunge. Both palms are facing towards the left side of your body. Noticing how this shape feels. Left hand continues its journey, finding either your right thigh Or your right hand sweeps up and back. Revolve Peaceful Warrior. Beautiful job breathing here. Left hand comes down and then up to meet the front. Palms parallel together. High crescent lunge. And you can either repeat the mantra or you can just listen to it on this side. And it goes, this is me. I am here and I am perfect as I am. This is me. I am here and I am perfect as I am. Yes, you are, yogis. One more nice deep breath in your high crescent lunge. And then opening up to Warrior Two over your left knee. So left knee is bent. Gaze out over your left fingers, palm facing down, shrugging your shoulders up. And then rolling them back and down away from your ears. Breathing here in your Warrior Two. Flipping your left palm up. Left hand draws an arc in the sky. Right hand comes to your right thigh or around your waist. Peaceful Warrior. Warrior Two. And then extended side angle. Left elbow comes to your left thigh. Right hand sweeps down towards the ground, up and around. Warrior Two. Peaceful Warrior. Warrior Two. Extended side angle. And continuing this flow with your own breath and movement, seeing if you can find one breath per movement. Warrior Two, Peaceful Warrior. Warrior Two, extended side angle. Keep going. Two more times through, seeing if you can find a little bit more movement in each pose, and then we're going to all meet in extended side angle. So pausing the next time you're in extended side angle. Bringing both palms together like you're holding a giant beach ball. Hi, good morning to whoever just jumped on. If your body feels really warmed up, you can join us in this pose. Otherwise, I invite you to just take some warm-up poses that feel good in your body. One more nice deep breath here. Engaging your side body, then grounding down, rising up. Bringing your feet together, you can step to the front of your mat if you like, or you can stay on the side. We're going to come into our standing balancing pose. I'm going to offer tree. If you are feeling more like Warrior Four or an eagle pose or something else, please feel free to take whatever pose your body is calling for. Grounding down into your right foot. Left toes are going to come to the ground. Left knee pointing out. And maybe this is your tree here, just bringing the bottom of your left foot against your right ankle. Or if you feel balanced here, your left foot can come to your right ankle, to your calf, or to your thigh. If you feel unsteady today, you might want to use a wall or a tree. Growing your branches up, breathing here. Finding your drishti, which is either you could gaze up, where the wall meets the ceiling, if that feels easeful for you, or you could look down on the ground about 6 to 8 inches in front of your foot. So just breathing here. One more nice deep breath. Bringing your hands down, left leg down, and shaking it out. Switching sides when you feel ready, grounding down through your left foot. Bring your left toes up, spreading them nice and wide and planting them down, creating a nice stable base. Right knee comes out, maybe your right toes stay on the ground, your right ankle is on right heel is on your left ankle. There we go. Or maybe your right foot comes up to your left calf, or maybe to your thigh. Just make sure you stay above or below your knee. And one side may be very different than the other. It's definitely feeling a little wobbliness over here for me. Inhale, grow your branches if you like. Breathing here. Remember, it doesn't matter what the shape looks like. What matters is how it feels in your body. One more nice deep breath. Bringing your hands down, right foot down, and shake it out. Beautiful job. And we're going to make our way onto a comfortable seat on our mat. Any way you'd like to get there. You can just sit down. You can flow through a chaturanga. You could find something else that feels really good for you. We're all going to make our way into a comfortable seat. Beautiful job. Wow, time goes so fast. Right leg extends long on your mat. Bottom of your left foot against your right thigh, kind of like a seated tree pose here. Inhaling, arms sweep up overhead, and then hinging forward with a flat back first. Hands come to your shins or maybe to your foot. A strap might feel easeful here. From here, your left hand is going to plant behind you, and we're going to come onto our left shin, pushing up. Right hand sweeps up and back, finding a similar shape to what we explored earlier in class. Hips release down to the ground. And planting your hands, keeping your left knee where it is, we're going to swing our right leg behind us, finding a pigeon pose here. You can have a block underneath your bottom or sit on a pillow. If your hips feel really tight or sore, I invite you to roll on your back and play with figure 4 instead. So taking a peek back, making sure your right leg is extended directly out from your right hip, sitting up nice and tall, and then slowly crawling your hands forward. Maybe your forehead comes onto a block here. But also bend your elbows and bring your chin into your hands. That might feel good. Breathing here in your version of pigeon. And slowly walking your hands back up, keeping your left leg where it is. Bring your right leg around in front of you, and then crossing over your left foot here for your seated twist. So left hand is on your right thigh, right hand is directly behind your sacrum, and then twisting, turning over your right shoulder. Beautiful job. Coming back through center, leaving your legs where they are, finding a counter twist or maybe a tiny push-up on the other side. Unwinding, switching sides, left leg extends long on your mat. Bottom of your right foot comes towards your left thigh. You might want a block here under your knee if your knee is feeling really far up off the ground. Inhaling, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale, folding over your body towards your left foot. Maybe your hands come on your thigh or on your calf, maybe like a strap. Breathing here. Slowly walking your hands back up your legs, finding stargazer pose on the other side. So right hand comes behind your right hip about 6 to 8 inches. You're probably going to find it most easeful to have your hands pointing away from your toes. Pushing into your right thigh, rising up, left hand sweeps up overhead, palm up, opening your heart. Beautiful. One more nice deep breath. Hips release down onto the mat. Right leg stays where it is. Left leg sweeps behind you, finding either pigeon or coming onto your back for figure 4. And just taking a peek behind you, making sure that your left leg is directly out from your left hip. Top of your left foot can press down on the mat, or you can have your toes curled under, sitting up nice and tall. And then slowly crawling your hands forward. Maybe your forehead comes to a block here. If you need more of a stretch in this pose, you can wiggle your foot forward a little bit more parallel towards the front of your mat. One more nice deep breath in the pigeon of your choice. And we're all going to meet on our back, so if you're in figure 4, I invite you to just breathe here for a few more breaths. And then slowly sitting on your right hip, left leg swings out in front of you and then around, crossing over your right leg. Right hand wraps around towards your left thigh or on the outside of your right knee underneath. Left hand comes behind you, finding your seated twist. Inhaling back through center, and then exhale, just finding a counter twist with your legs staying in the same position. Maybe it's a little push-up, maybe it's just a twist on the other side. Beautiful. Then unwinding and easily making your way onto your back. Bringing your knees into your chest for a hug here. Rocking from side to side, massaging out your spine. Bending both knees up, bottoms of your feet pointing up towards the ceiling, kind of like you're trying to walk on the ceiling. Hands finding the back of your calf, so reaching for your feet for happy baby. Releasing your feet, we're going to do 2 more poses before we find Shavasana, our final rest. So the first one is going to be a supine twist. So bringing your knees into your chest or your legs out straight, one leg straight, one knee bent, finding whatever works for you. Releasing your hips down towards the left side of your body. If you need more of a stretch, gaze comes away from your feet. Maybe your left hand comes onto your right thigh. Inhaling up through center, switching sides. And then bringing your knees into your chest for a hug. And our last pose before Shavasana is going to be stretch pose. So ladies, if you're pregnant or if you're on your moon cycle, you can take nice long deep breaths instead of breath of fire. For everybody else, breath of fire is an option for you. Of course, you can also choose whatever feels good for you. So breath of fire, if you're unfamiliar, is going to be sharp diaphragmatic breathing in and out through your nose while you pump your belly on the exhale. So it sounds like this. So it's quick breaths, and you want your inhale and your exhale to be even. And we're going to extend our legs long on our mat. You can either have your hands facing up or palms facing down, or if you have any soreness or tightness in your lower back, you can put fists underneath your lower back or just have your hands flat underneath your sacrum. So inhaling, legs lift 6 inches off the ground, feet together, toes pointed, maybe your head comes up 6 inches, so lift your toes. Half a breath in and release out. Half a breath in, breath of fire, go. If you need to come out, release your feet down and see if you can continue with this breathing. We won't be here very long. You're almost there. If your neck feels tight or sore, bring your head down to the mat, keep your legs lifted, and keep breathing that breath of fire breath. 10 more seconds. Release. Beautiful job. Noticing how you're feeling. Bringing your hands out from your lower back if you have them there. Feet spread nice and wide on your mat. Palms down for grounding or up for receiving. And closing your eyes, receiving your Shavasana. If you would like to stay in Shavasana and you have time for that, I invite you to just continue staying in your Shavasana. If you feel ready to come out, receiving your nice, long, deep breath in. Slowly and easily coming back into your body, bringing your hands up overhead, finding a nice full body stretch. And bringing your hands back down, rolling onto one side. If you normally roll to your left, I invite you to see how your right feels. If you normally roll to your right, I invite you to roll to your left and to see how that feels in your body. Using your hands, making your way up into a comfortable seat. You can have hands to heart center, maybe keeping your eyes closed or open. I'm just going to share a quote with you today about gratitude. Gratitude turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos into order, confusion into clarity. It makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. Melody Beattie. So I invite you to just ponder something that you're grateful for today, right now. Maybe it's this time that you spent on your mat, creating time for you today. And we're going to close class today with an om and 2 laughs. So we're going to breathe in first. If you're in a space that you feel comfortable oming, you're welcome to join in, or you're welcome to just listen. So breathing in. Om. Nice job. And then hands up overhead. I'm going to do 2 laugh hells down. Inhaling up, laugh hell down. One more time. Reach, 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 and laugh hell down. So thank you all so much for joining me today. As you go forth in your day, may you have peace in your mind, peace in your words, and peace in your heart. Namaste.